Welcome guys, welcome to a second update in which we're going to discuss the movements of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin has been seeing a heavy crash last Friday, which has been hit down, all the way down towards 41k, but since then the price of Bitcoin has actually been showing strength as we are moving above 50k once again. So what is next and what are the levels to watch? That's what we're going to discuss in this update on Bitcoin. But before that, do not forget to subscribe beneath, like this YouTube update, check out the giveaway which is in the description beneath. There's going to be big prizes given away during the next weekend, so definitely check it out. And also do not forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, where you can find daily content on the markets and also about my personal life. So when we're talking about Bitcoin at this point, I've been saying that if I had a gun to my head, a few days ago at least, the odds of longing here are way more favorable than actually shorting or selling your positions. And I saw topics about people eager to sell their altcoins or sell their positions because the entire tether FUD, but also bear market discussions popped up once again. Since the crash, the markets have been moving upwards, some altcoins have been making new highs, and even Ethereum is already back to 4.3k. So what is the lesson out of that entirely is that if something crashes heavily, especially in the current bull cycle that we're living in, you're better off by just buying the dip and not letting your emotions get into play. If you have any positions that you were not able to take profits from, then you have witnessed one of your first crashes. You've witnessed one of your first real collapses in your portfolio value. And I think that is a valuable lesson to go from here to know that you should be taking profits and to rebalance your portfolio at whatever given time in the period, especially since the downside risk is going to be heavy the moment the actual bear market will be starting to kick in. And as most of the people are heavily into altcoins, most of those altcoins will go to zero in the next bear market. So remind yourself to take profits in the right time and remind yourself to scale out towards Bitcoin and Ethereum to de-risk your entire portfolio. So now we are seeing that Bitcoin has been bouncing up swiftly. We're going to dive into the levels that are important to watch, and that's what we're going to do when we're looking at the charts. So when we are looking at the price action of Bitcoin at this point, we've witnessed this huge wick, right? We've already concluded that there was a very important support level and a crucial one to sustain, which is this entire block, which we currently have been holding up to. Then also we have discussed the fact that a retest around 47 to 50k is most likely going to take place and is a level that you should be watching if you want to take entry points next to the level around 53k. I've stated that if you want to invest in Bitcoin, that is probably the area to DCA. So these two are quite important as well. The crucial level to hold to avoid a bear market is this one, to keep the market structure alive. And then second, this level around 46k to 48k is another important structure that we should be watching. So then I've made this scenario, which shows the fact that we also have lower time frame levels to look at. And I see that I've missed one, as there are a few resistance points that might be a point where people start to sell their positions and where we can get a reversal in a way that we are going to have a bottoming structure. So one of the scenarios is a V-shaped recovery in which we just continue climbing and then consolidate here and continue moving. That is a potential recovery or a potential scenario that we could be going through. However, the chances of that are quite slim. The other scenario is that we're going to have some bearish retest on either of these two levels and then have another retest either at 46 or 47, as those levels are ultra important to watch in terms of the fact that that is the range low at this point. We have already concluded that 46.5 is the range low at this stage, and we've also been flipping 47 for bullish continuation. I'll cover that in a little bit. So the crucial levels that you should be looking at when it comes to the resistance points, one is 51.6, which is this mark here, and the previous bounce has happened there too. I'll just zoom in a little bit more. We can see that the bounce happened here, and right now we are seeing a little bit of rejection happening. The second primarily level that you should be looking at, the final one is 56k, but that's still quite far away, is the level at 53.6, which we flipped bearish here, and then we started to cascade south. So these two levels are very important to watch, and you can see that price is not moving through the first level yet, and we could be getting some retest on lower levels. So let's dive into the lower levels. 46 still very important if we get any range bound support there. 47.8 has flipped for support, after which we started to break through this entire construction of a range, and we rally towards the next resistance point, and therefore the level around 49.6 is definitely one that we should be flipping in order to get this scenario going. So we are currently getting a rejection at 51.6. If we get this retest, then we might be able to go towards 53.6, and then we get another question happening here. So what should you do right now? I think that if you are investing or trading Bitcoin for a swing trade, the odds are still better to look for long entries. If you're looking for day trades, I think the best trades have gone. And you're looking at any of these two levels or ranges to actually start buying anywhere there. So that is about Bitcoin. And because Bitcoin has been seeing that strength, or at least the bounce back up, we can define the crucial level that it has to break through, which I've also been tweeting. And that is the area we have between 53.6 to 56k. If that breaks, the chances are that we're going to rally all the way back towards above 60k, and then we are eager for a new impulse wave to take place in the markets. So at this point, Bitcoin is bouncing swiftly from a big crash or a big bounce or big drop south. But are we done with the correction? That's all still depending on the dollar, but it's also depending on the strength that we're going to see in this build-up. It is not unlikely that we're going to have some more sideways action before we're going to actually break through the trend and we're going to reverse. So that's just simply taking some time. When it comes to Ethereum against USDT, we can still conclude that a few crucial levels have been bouncing. So we've had a crash towards 36 that has held, and since then 39, we closed above 39.60, sorry. At this stage, we're getting into a resistance point for Ethereum as well. You can see that we've hit a high here. You can see that we have been bouncing on it here as well. Another rejection, failure, flip, breakthrough, and now we're retesting this area and we're confirming resistance there. I would not be surprised if we're getting any higher low retest somewhere around 42, in which Bitcoin is also going to get those retests, as I just discussed in the levels that we have been concluding. I have to get the right one. In the levels that we have been concluding at 49.5. If Bitcoin is going to get a retest at 49.5, it seems quite likely that we're going to get a retest for Ether as well, as most are currently in a resistance point. Great bounce, but I think those levels are crucial to watch, and I hope you have enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe beneath and have a wonderful day.